Hi guys, Assalamu alaikum. This is Arif. In this video, we are going to see how we can convert a singly linked list into a doubly linked list, first in a C++ program and then in a C# program. So this is a C++ program. First, here I have defined a struct named list, and it has two members, data and next, which is of type list. And then I have defined a constructor where I am making this d parameter equal to data and then next equal to null. After that, in the main program, I am using this ifstream to take out the contents of an input file and then store those contents using the ofstream into an output file. And here I have defined three variables of type list, and these three variables, this is the fourth variable I am using here of type string line, and here I am going to use this for loop inside this getline function to take out the contents of our input file and store those into the line variable. And then using that line variable, we are going to define our iterator like this, and then we are going to put all these into the data member of our iterator variable. After that, I am using these if-else statements to define our list, singly linked list, and here this is elements, this is actually our head, and we are going to make it to null first, and then we are going to say if it is equal to null, elements is equal to iterator. Whatever we are getting from here, we are going to make this node equal to this node, and then we are going to say else. If we are not at head, the start of the elements, we are going to say node is going to be elements, and then we are going to move that node, we are going to say while node next is not equal to null, node is equal to node next, and this way we are going to go at the end of our list, and then we are going to say node next is going to be equal to iterator, this variable. And this is the way we can define our singly linked list. Next, we are going to iterate through those elements to show those onto our console window, as well as in an output file we are going to store here like this. This line is to show those onto the console window. This is our output file. Here we are going to define this iterator equal to elements. This is the start head of our list, and we are going to say while iterator is not equal to null, iterator is equal to iterator next. And then using this iterator member data, we are going to show that data, and then we are going to delete this, make it equal to null, and then we are going to close these two files as well. This is our complete program, and now I am going to show you the input file as well, these 4 lines, and we are going to see those using the list. You see, we can see on the console window 4 lines as it is. Now I am going to show you how we can convert this singly linked list into a doubly linked list. For that, we need another variable, and which is going to be the member of our this struct list, and this is going to be previous. So we have next now as well, previous as well, and data as well. And now we are going to define our constructor accordingly as well. This is going to be our constructor for our doubly linked list. Now we have made next equal to null and previous equal to null as well. Data is going to be equal to d, and after that, what we are going to do here, we are going to make a change in this singly linked list. We are going to add this one more line. So here we are saying node next is equal to iterator, iterator previous is equal to node next. This way we can move back and forth in our list, doubly linked list. And here we are not going to change anything, we are going to just run this program and see this list is working. And we are going to see the same output. Now actually I am going to show you one of the benefits of the doubly linked list, that once we are going to define a doubly linked list, we can actually iterate through its elements in a reverse order as well. So now what we are going to do here, we are going to skip out this line and include these two lines. So first we are using here for loop, and we are saying iterator is going to be equal to head and iterator next is not equal to null. Up to that iterator is equal to iterator next, we are going to go until the end of our list, and after that we are going to run another for loop, and we are going to say while iterator is not equal to null, iterator is equal to iterator previously we had iterator is equal to iterator next. So we were going forward, now we are going to, once we are going to read at the end after using this for loop, first we are going to move back and then we are going to print out those lines onto the console window. So just these two lines, and now we are going to show you. This is just one of the benefits of our doubly linked list. So you can see all the lines are in the reverse order now. Now I am going to show you there is actually a singly linked list and a doubly linked list given in the C++ library as well, and how we can use those. And remember, this is the list where we are adding the elements at the back end of our list, not at the front end. And if we are going to use this forward list, which is a singly linked list, so what we are going to do is we are going to skip out all these lines, because here we are defining our own list. So skip out these lines and include this line. These gold lines are going to add the elements at the back end of our forward list. These 3 or 4 gold lines auto elements before begin, then we are going to use this while loop and iterate up to the last element, and then we are going to say elements dot insert after. You see, after this iterator, this, and this is the way we can add at the end of our list. Now I am going to skip out these lines as well, because these we were using for our own defined lists, and now I am going to iterate through this list using these gold lines. We can skip out these lines as well, because these two were defining our own list, and now we have to iterate through all that list as well. This is the forward list we have defined, so we are going to iterate through this forward list using this iterator code line like this, and then we are going to use here this code line as well. So iterator is going to begin from the elements list, and then it is going to go up to the end of the list, and plus plus iterator. This is the way we are going to iterate through our singly linked list. So you see, we can see all those contents lines in the forward order. And now I'm going to show you how we can print out these elements in the reverse order. So we are going to use this reverse function first on our forward list, and then we are going to iterate through that. So just one change, and we can see in the reverse order. Now I am going to show you that there is a doubly linked list in the C++ library as well. So these are the preferred lists. We should not define our own lists. As far as I think, we should use always the lists which are given in the code line in the libraries of C++. So skip out these lines, and for the doubly linked list we have a pushback as well function through which we can directly push our elements at the back. For the forward list we have to include these much lines, but for the doubly linked list just this line. And after that, first we are going to populate all those using the forward elements. So what we are going to do here is we are going to add this line. Now we are going to define using this list iterator elements dot begin, and we are going to start and go up to end using this plus plus. Rest of the lines won't change. So we can see in the forward direction. Now we can reverse this list as well. So for that, what we are going to do here is, for this doubly linked list we have actually a reverse iterator as well, which we are going to define like this: std list std string reverse iterator, you see. And then we are going to say iterator is going to be elements dot r begin instead of this begin r begin. And here also we are going to skip out this line and include this line, because you see elements dot r end instead of r end, instead of end r end. So you know rest of the lines are going to be same, so we can print out in the reverse order. So you see we can print out in the reverse order. So now let's go to our C# program and see how we can do the same stuff using a C# program. So here now I have defined a class list, and then I am going to say, okay, it is going to have a public data member which is of type string, and then a public list member which is of public next member which is of type list, and these two members. And then we are going to say it is going to have a constructor as well, which is going to take this string d as parameter. Then we are going to make these equal like the way we define the constructor. Then we are going to use this stream reader to get the contents of our input file, store those onto an output file using a stream writer. And then we are going to define these three variables to define our own list, declaring these three variables here. And then we are going to say declare another variable of type string which is line, and we are going to use this for loop. We are going to say from the input file using this function readline function, put all the input file lines into this line variable. And we are going to say then, okay, if iterator is equal to new list, and we are going to here give this line to put all the values inside this node, iterator node. And then we are going to say if elements, this is going to be our start node of our list, is going to be null, then iterator is going to be these elements. And then we are going to say else, once we are at the middle of our list, we are going to say node is going to be equal to elements head. And then we are going to use this while loop, and we are going to say node next is not equal to null while do this node is equal to node next. And we are going to go through all our list, and we are going to say at the end node next is going to be equal to iterator. This is the way we define our singly linked list. And after that we are going to populate those results onto the console window, and we are going to say iterator is going to be equal to head. And then we are going to say using this for while like for loop for iterator not is not equal to null, iterator is going to be iterator next, and then we are going to use this console dot write line, these two functions. Inside we are going to call this iterator dot data, and we are going to place all those contents onto the console window as well as in the output file. Then we are going to make this iterator equal to null, and we are going to close those two files as well. So this is going to be our complete program. Let's build and run this program so we can see these 4 input file lines onto the console window. This is our input file, the same pattern. Now I am going to convert this singly linked list into a doubly linked list. And what we are going to do here is we are going to add another member which is going to be previous, which is of type list. We are going to modify our constructor as well. We are going to make this previous equal to null as well. After that, in this main function we are going to change one code line. We are going to use this previous member as well of our list. We are going to say iterator dot previous is going to be equal to node, like node next, node dot next is equal to iterator dot previous is equal to node. This is the way we can move back and forth in our doubly linked list. Rest of the lines are going to be same, and we can just run this program to see if the doubly linked list is working as well. So we can see the same output. Now we can see how we can print out its elements in the reverse order. So we are going to say this one, we are going to add these two lines, and we are going to say first for loop is going to go up to the end of our list. For iterator not for iterator dot next not equal to null, iterator is equal to iterator next. This way we can go up to the end. Then we are going to say for iterator not is equal to null, iterator is equal to iterator dot previous instead of iterator dot next. We are going to use this line, and then we are going to populate all those elements onto the console window as well as in the output file. So let's compile this program, and we can see in the reverse order. Now in the case of C# library, there is no singly linked list like in the C++ libraries, but there is a doubly linked list. So now I am going to show you how we can use that. So we can just skip out these variables because these we were using to define our own list, and we are going to include this code line. So now we are going to make these elements of type list, string list, right? And this is the way we can define a linked list, which is a doubly linked list in the C# language. And then in the for loop we are going to skip out these R lines because these we were using to define our own list. So skip out these lines. Now we can use this function, add last function, on our doubly linked list to put whatever we are getting from this line variable into this elements list. And here we can also skip out these lines because we are going to use another for loop in order to populate those elements onto the console window using this. So this line is just like the iterator of our C++ I enumerator of type string. Iterator is going to be equal to elements.get enumerator, and then we are going to say for iterator.move next, we are going to say console.writeLine iterator.current, and then we are going to say output file.writeLine iterator.current. And this is the way we can actually show all those elements onto the console window, as well as you can put those into the output file as well. You can see onto the console window in the forward order. Now in order to populate all those elements onto in the reverse order, we are going to skip out these lines and we are going to include these lines. We can actually skip out this line as well. So we can use this line. So we are saying var iterator is equal to elements dot last. So this is the way we are going to start from the last of the elements, and then we are going to say for iterator not is equal to null, iterator is going to be iterator previous. This is the way we are going to go back, and then we are going to say console dot write line iterator dot value, and then we are going to say output dot write line iterator dot value. So let's build and run this program, and then we are going to see now all the lines in the reverse order. So this is the way actually we can convert our singly linked list into a doubly linked list both in C++ and C# languages. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Have fun.